Hey folks, back again for Rotten Reels Reviews. We are number 26, and the consensus was Psycho 2 was more beloved than Deep Blood, so back on the rack you go, Italian Jaws wannabe. Whenever, wherever you bring up today's film, you will run into the three realms of thought. There are those that loved the film, those that thought it was a shameless plug to another brilliant man's work, and those who flat out didn't give a damn. From recapturing the magic of its predecessor to failing to reach the same audience in terror, and so on and so forth. Director Richard Franklin of the true story of Eskimo Nell, Phantasm, Patrick, Road Games, Cloak and Dagger, Link, Beauty and the Beast TV, FX2, One Way Ticket, and Beastmaster TV series arranged a screening of Rope for the USC and got to break bread with the master himself, Alfred Hitchcock. Hitchcock apparently had seen something in Franklin that no one else had, so much that he invited him into both the set of Topaz and Family Plot. For all its strengths and flaws, this is Psycho 2. 22 years after the incident and murders of the Bates Motel, Norman has been released from the insane asylum with the doctor's assurance that he is in fact quite sane. Anthony Perkin reprises his role as Norman Bates, as well as Vera Mills reclaiming Lila Crane, now Lila Loomis, played by Vera Mills, of The Searchers, The Man Who Shot Liberty Vance, Roughnecks, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century TV series, Mazes of Monsters, Brainwaves, Travis McGee, The Initiation, Into the Night, and Separate Lives, makes her demands clear from everyone from the PTA, Neighborhood Watch, and concerned citizens that not only Norman should not be allowed free, but should not be allowed to see the sky by her standards. Apparently, you murder a broad's sister while wearing your mother's dress and wig. People take it personally. That's one to grow on, folks. Procedures aside, Norman is a free man and even moves back into his childhood home above the Bates Motel. The manager of the joint, one Mr. Tomey, played by Dennis Franz of A Fine Mess, Psycho 2, Hill Street Blues, The Package, Die Hard 2, Die Harder, American Buffalo, NYPD Blue, and City of Angels, has been treating the property of the cabins as more of a rent-by-the-hour hotel. There is some minor drug trafficking, and in general, he's a thug. So Norman fires his ass before he can say Merry Christmas. Or was that his brother Vito? Norman's working as a short-order cook at the local diner and seems to be fine overall, but starts receiving notes from Mother. Messages, if you will. As the days and nights blur into routine, Norman is still nervous to go into Mother's room, knowing full well that she is dead. Right? What's that? Teens sneaking into the basement to neck and get frisky? Not in Mrs. Bates' house, you don't, little shits. Honestly, can't these kids just knock boots in the back of a car or get a hotel? Oh, right, Toomey was removed. No sooner as the attack occurred on Girl of Makeout Party, she calls the sheriff and his deputy to go have a look over at the house, only to find the earth from the fruit cellar as completely fine. The chopped wood pile is undisturbed, and in general, looks like everything's all in the up and up. Co-worker and sweet kid Mary, Meg Tilly of Fame, Hill Street Blues, The Big Chill, Impulse, Valmont, The Two Jakes, Body Snatchers, Sleep With Me, Anti-Birth, and War Machine, seems to pal around pretty well with Norman. She genuinely feels like he is a tortured but good soul that was just raised in a crazy environment, and given her own past, she can relate. Norman gives her the whole house to choose basically choose a room from, and is just happy for the company. Toomey hasn't been seen in a while, and rather assumed that he blew town. Automatically, we gotta drag the swamps based on Bates' old M.O. Norman's doctor, Bill Raymond, played by Robert Loggia, is convinced of Norman's sanity and that someone's out to get him, perhaps even goes so far as to frame him for murder. Ah, the great lengths to have a man committed again, I tell ya. Norman's terror may only be in his head, but he swears he's seen his mother walking around her room, calling him at all hours of the night, and even leaving notes for him to find. Are the walls of sanity crashing? Is reality falling around behind Norman? Will he return to his old ways? Now, folks, at the end of the day, this is a psychological thriller. Franklin was not trying to replace or duplicate Hitchcock's original formulae, or even, while there is evidence of influence, this is still a separate movie with some gruesome practical effects, some unpredictable story arcs, and even some touching moments. You honestly feel that Norman, in a sense, hasn't he suffered enough, and when will this nightmare end for him? With Jerry Goldsmith's composure really capturing the various movies throughout the whole movie, I honestly felt it didn't fall flat. The chemistry between Perkins and Tilly really worked, and worked well as portrayed on the screen. Screenplay writer Tom Holland, of The Initiation of Sarah, The Beast Within, Class of 1984, Cloak and Dagger, Fright Night, Child's Play, The Langoliers, Thinner, Twisted Tales, and Killing Frank, read Robert Bloch's sequel to Psycho, and didn't feel it played well on screen, and wanted to bring an audience to a Norman that had faced his demons, paid his debt to society, and honestly deserved a second chance at this crazy game called life. The sets are vibrant, the actors bring their A game, and it truly feels like a worthy follow-up to Norman's story. I mean, I've read Bloch's story, spoilers. Norman breaks out of the asylum, goes to Hollywood, and pitches his life story angle. Is clever, and I liked it, but again, I was really amazed with the flick. So, Hitchcock fans, don't turn your nose up this. It will genuinely surprise you. And again, if you have any other suggestions for movies, hey, hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Facebook at Rotten Reelz Reviews. Let me know if Sean should have to sit through any of these films. And that's it. I'm out. You have a good one. Bye.